You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Number 10 is Shark Tale.
I can get
The
behind
Will
that.
Smith.
That's all right.
Jack Black one.
Yeah.
I just remember, I think it was early teens when I was in intermediate, so that's 11, 12. 13 years old for you Americans that don't know what
Yeah, 12.
intermediate is.
Yeah.
It was one of the films I always used to watch. You know, my dad got it on, I think, DVD back then. And it was like the first DVD I had, and obviously I could play it on my OG Xbox, so that's all I was doing, you know, the big square Xbox.
Yeah.
So that and Back to the Future were pretty much the two films I was just rewatching consistently on the Xbox, and I just came to love Shark Tale. Like, if I watched it now, I'd probably think Shark Tale is a piece of shit. But one thing I do remember about it is that the comedy was fantastic. As a little kid, I was just pissing myself laughing, and I really liked the voice chemistry between Will Smith and Jack Black. I think they were absolutely hilarious together. So that is why it's my number 10, more personal, similar to your Crudes one as well, how it was a bit more personal.
Yeah.
Personable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, my number 9 is How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World, the third one. You capped it off nicely. You know, it's probably the How to Train Your Dragon franchise is probably one of the best franchises ever made. I feel every trilogy nowadays is getting into that status, and it just goes to show how good quality films are being made. And this is one of them, especially from an animated standpoint. And you touched upon it before, you know, the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless, what they went through in the first two movies, and how this one resulted is similar to you and I, you know, how I had to let you go over to Australia. So that would make me Hiccup in this situation, you Toothless.
Yeah.
and then your partner is a white dragon.
Yeah,
Perfect,
exactly. Yeah, it works.
So, yeah. Oh, didn't even think
like
about it.
There you
Until I
go.
just
Yeah.
said it.
Getting emotional now.
Number 8 is How to Train Your Dragon number 2.
Oh.
I think this is an absolute fantastic sequel to the first one, and it had a massive emotional moment that, you know, when you watched it, you just were like, I haven't seen something this emotional since Lion King, you know? Like, it's very rare that you get this sort of stuff in animated films, unless it's Pixar. So that was one of my big things, and especially Toothless coming up against like a formidable villain as well. So, but for main one for me is just that emotional moment. Can I spoil it? No, I won't spoil it. It's just that emotional.
It's an old movie, bro. You can spoil it.
Oh yeah, Hiccup's dad dies.
Yeah.
And he also like finds his mother as well, and then his father died, so he found his parent that he's searching for, and then his parent that he knew for his whole life ended up dying. So that was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Poor kid. All right, number 7 is Mega Mind.
Oh, wow. Didn't you
Chucked it
just
in at
rewatch it or like you watched for the first time recently? I feel like I remember you telling me one day, like, oh yeah, I watched Big One for the first time.
No, not for the first time. I rewatched it for the first time in a long time.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think I watched it like 2021, and that was my first time seeing it since it came out.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
Love it. It's great. It's a meme for a reason, you know. It's so good. Is Sacha Baron Cohen the voice actor for Megamind? I can't remember.
Is it?
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember. Yeah.
But like, when I remember when rewatching it, it was a very similar sort of tale to The Incredibles. You know, like a younger superhero looking up towards someone, and then eventually turning bad, and then the good guy turns bad.
Yeah.
You know, so they have that similarities, except Megamind wasn't afraid to, you know, just make a fool of himself and try be as angry and villainous as possible when deep down he's a good guy. No comments from you. I'm sure I know exactly a person that's like that. So yeah, Megamind is in at number 7. Number 6 is How to Train Your Dragon, the first one. That one, you know, it started probably one of the greatest animated franchise ever, next to Toy Story. It's right there. It's a fantastic story of a guy wanting to make change within his own culture, and how they perceive a particular creature, and this creature just struggling to trust a human after all they do to his creatures, and they eventually come together and win over the entire is it tribe, city, village?
The tribe.
Top?
Village, tribe. Yeah.
community, and they all just fall in love with dragons and see them as friends, not foes. So it's just a real good story, pretty much told in an hour and a half as well, which is really, really rare. Number 5 is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I'm still waiting for my 4K version so I can rewatch it at Amazon. You keep damaging it. Ordered it twice, so don't damage it the third time. I'm waiting. I want to watch it again. You said, especially now after you said that you rewatched it and it wasn't as good as you first thought. So that's another reason why I want to really rewatch it now. But that first time, that wasn't. We didn't go see a kids' film. We saw a horror. The kids we watched it in the cinema with were literally screaming in fear. And sometimes it gets annoying, but in this time it just elevated the movie-going experience because James, Kine, and I were screaming in fear over the wolf. Like, that dude is scary. This film is literally carried by that one bloody stupid wolf and the dog, because before the film we have a thing called the neigh, and James and Kine were both like, Nayan is deaf's the dog. And it's like, why the dog for? Like, that's like the most obvious stupid one. It's like, it is. We watched the film and there's scenes of him wanting to rub his belly. There's a scene of him just absolutely like swearing, but it's all censored out. And then after the movie I was like, yeah, I am.
That's me.
That's me. Rub belly for good luck.
Stop.
Number 4 is another childhood one of mine. There's a viewer over in the UK that would appreciate this because this is a meme between him and I, and he was with me whenever we watched this, and that's the first Madagascar. Really, really love that film. You said that the second one was probably the best. Oh, the third one was the best one out of the 3. I have the opposite view. I think the original is just the best, just in terms of the zoo animals getting exposed to the wildlife for the first time, and then just pretty much their relationship group just absolutely going chaotic and breaking down. It created so many memes within my family and friend group as well in regards to Maurice and stuff like that. Like, we would just quote it every time we hung out together. We'd watch this and then go do something else. So this one is a real big personal one of mine, and that's why it's in at number 4. So no judgments. Number 3 is Shrek 2.
Oh God!
So you
carry on.
I told you. So you touched upon it before. It was really, really great. I mean, how do you capture the magic of the first Shrek? And that's by bringing in the fairy godmother and Prince Charming. And everything from there is amazing. Even the soundtrack is amazing. From I think the song's called "I Need a Hero" at the end of the third act. Shrek wanting to become more human so he can relate to Fiona a bit more as well, and just everything about that film is fantastic. So it's probably a great sequel, probably one of the best sequels of all time as well. Number 2 is Kung Fu Panda, the first one. I just love that movie so much. I find it so funny. I think Jack Black is great, and it's probably the one film that makes me crave dumplings every single time I watch it. I probably watched it 4 or 5 times. 5 out of 5 times I have to go get dumplings after or the day after. And I have to rewatch it before I watch the 4th one. Gonna get some dumplings. I'm one ahead of the game. Gonna get some dumplings while I watch.
Nice.
But, I just find it I find it absolutely fantastic, and just how the story of like pretty much a nobody, or like someone that you wouldn't think to be the superhero or the chosen one becoming the chosen one, him doubting himself, and then eventually saying that I can do this job and I can do it, and rising to the drop my pen and rising to the occasion is just awesome.
There is no secret ingredient, bro.
It's just you. It's what's inside of you. Masa Uguay, man. That guy's a bloody G.
I love that character so much.
He had a screen time for like 5 minutes, and it's just the most wisdom I've ever heard in my life, God, that guy is just goated.
He's so
Make
good.
him a knight. Make him a knight already. Like, first animated character to become a knight. Sir Master Uguay. Sounds good too. And at number 1 is your number 2, Shrek, for me. I mean, whose house is it? It's Shrek's. When it comes to DreamWorks, he's the one that really put DreamWorks on the map and stuff like that. And look what the Shrek franchise has spawned. Memes, laughs, 4 films and spin-off films as well. Like, the soundtrack to it is absolutely fantastic. Shrek is me, you are Donkey, for obvious reasons. It's just, like, so you can just make memes out of anything, it's just great. And, like, the character dynamic between both Shrek and Donkey is quite underappreciated sometimes. I think it's one of the best, relationships in animated films or films together. They might not like each other or they might get annoyed, but they're still, like, there for each other every single time, no matter what.
Yep.
And it's just, full of laughs, smash mouth,
Yeah.
Oh, how can you beat Shrek?
So iconic. So iconic.
Exactly. So, any comments on my list?
Oh, off your list. Shrek 2 being 3 is criminal. Criminal. There's no way that movie deserves to be that low. I mean, generous there. Kung Fu Panda, it's great. It's not better than Shrek 2. So, I mean...
Favorite,
Yeah, I know it's favorite, but if I was doing it... I didn't really expect Kung Fu Panda to beat the Shrek, so I thought Shrek 1 and 2 would be at the top, but I mean, still top 3 at least. But now everything's just kind of in line with what I thought. I know you'd have Puss in Boots High, the Kung Fu Panda. I'm surprised Kung Fu Panda 2 never made it. Only one Kung Fu Panda, right?
Yeah. I was doing the list, and originally it was like Shrek 1, 2, Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, 3, and then How to Train Your Dragon 1, 2, 3, and I was like, nah, this can't be it. So I actually like looked at it properly, and I was like, oh, I remember Kung Fu Panda 2, but I don't remember it well enough.
Right.
So I ended up leaving. So that's the way I worked through those films. Is like, I know it should be here, but I just don't remember enough to like give a justifiable reason.
Right.
And explain it.
Yeah.
So I had to get rid of it.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I debated having Madagascar on mine, the first one, because I do love that movie, but I just couldn't put it above, like, Croods or anything like that. It was just, it was too hard. Kung Fu Panda 3 was considered. Over the Hedge was a big one that I wanted in there.
I was thinking, I was also considering The Road to El Dorado as well.
Yes, I wrote that one down too, yeah.
I wrote that one down. And then I was about to join the podcast, and I was like, why do I need to say it? Like, I know it's a great film, but I can't explain it well enough because I haven't seen it in ages. Yeah. So I had to get rid of it.
That was my exact reasoning too. I'm like, I know I love the movie, I just can't. I haven't seen it in like decades. So I couldn't put it down because I couldn't speak on it really.
And I really hope DreamWorks gets on the 4K bandwagon. I'd love to see Madagascar and Kung Fu Panda. I mean, I got How to Train Your Dragon, but even Shrek, just the whole series coming out in 4K. Shrek 1 has, I think. Shrek 2, they might do it for the 20th anniversary. Just drop it all at once, man. Come on.
I know. That needs to come out this year then because it's 20th anniversary for it. Oh, they just need to do it. I have the first Shrek on 4K Steelbook. Why wouldn't you do the second one at least? I don't really care about the third or fourth one that much. I knew they wouldn't be on your list. But it's How to Train Your Dragon. It's the entire trilogy on your list. Yeah. Oh, impressive. Yeah. But no, besides Shrek 2 being at third, no major quarrels. I'm happy for Shark Tale. I'm glad the bad guys didn't make it. All is well with me, lad.
It was a bit of a fight for that number 10 spot between Sharky and the bads.
I don't know if you're being serious or not.
No, it wasn't. I was like, when I put Shark Tale, I was like, I'm either going to get roasted or he's going to agree. And you agreed. I was like, yeah. Nah. All right. That's our top 10 DreamWorks animated films. Let us know what you think about our top 10s individually in the comments below. And be sure to drop your top 10s as well. Would like to know and see what you think, whether Shrek 2 should be at 3 or it should be at number 1, like James. Let us know.